Hi team, are you able to hear me? Hi Santosh, Srinivas, Avani. Hello,
Hello, Santosh Srinivas.
Yes, sir.
Srinivas.
Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, trainer is able to can train to talk to you. Okay, so you are able to hear, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we'll wait for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So Santosh, have you gone through any SQL concept like whatever we have discussed in demo regarding yesterday? So
Sorry?
do you have any idea like what sort of knowledge you have grabbed?
Actually, sir, I don't have notes, so that's why I haven't come. So,
I mean, apart from the notes, so have you overcome it? Like what is the actual concept regarding the database? So internally, have you researched for that?
your voice is little low, sir. Could you please be loud?
Oh, sorry guys. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay, so I mean to say, so have you gone through any SQL concept internally? So regarding the concept which we have discussed yesterday, so regarding RDBMS, DMS, and what sort of SQL history has been done,
I just
and
got to
ADL
that what is
packages.
database and what is TPMS and types of database, this thing, and in database types of database we have CRUD operations.
Okay, okay. So what about your Srinivas? Hello Srinivas, are you able to hear me? Okay, so what about you, Shekhar? Like Shekhar and Singh is the new joining, I guess.
Yeah, I've just joined. Hi, morning.
Okay, so today is your first class, right?
Yeah,
Yesterday
yeah.
you haven't joined.
No.
Okay. Okay, so I think like basically where are you from and what is your background?
Uh, my background is I've been teaching computers,
Okay.
and I'm participating from Dehradun. So I'm into learning. Once long way back, I certified with the Oracle,
Okay.
and that too 6 or 7. I don't know the current version. So I got an inner the gut feeling that I'm very good at that.
Yeah, okay.
That was the first batch from the Electronic Research Development Center of India, and we were 25 people. So all of a sudden, I just pop up with this one of the advertisements. So I'm interested, what exactly currently going on. Got it?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I'm into learning new things, So I just want to give
So,
it a retake, what exactly is this? So what my purpose is, I'm looking for, tomorrow, can I be a trainer? That's it. Because my background is training, training people.
okay, okay. So still you are training.
Yep.
Sounds good.
By the way, I'm 72 born.
So, okay, so no worries. Like for teaching,
Yeah,
there is no age now.
I started working with computers in 94, 95. PCXT.
I think we got well experienced guy in our training session, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So like, shall we start team?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yeah. You can start. Okay.
Okay, so let me come from the basics. So, hi team. So, myself, Salaluddin, as a senior SQL developer, having 10 plus years of experience and currently working in cybertech. So, basically, my background is on database language in complete SQL Server, Teradata, along with partially Oracle as well. And this is my sixth batch, which I'm going to teach for the Microsoft SQL Server. Okay. Are you able to hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so like basically SQL is like structured query language, which is a software which is used to connect with RDBMS, like relational database management system. So like it is used to retrieve the data and process the data and along with storing a data respectively. So like in relational database management system, it is used to store the data in the form of relations. Like it used to store data in form of tables, and each and every table contain a respective primary key and foreign key. Based on those relations, we can easily retrieve the data from multiple tables by joining all of those. So under RDBMS concept, we have multiple technologies like MySQL, MS SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, DB2, and Postgres and MongoDB. They are so and so in upcoming days. So in those all, we are learning about Microsoft SQL Server. So why SQL Server is like SQL Server is a efficient language, is easily communicate with relational database management system to retrieve the data. Like basically SQL is a structured query language. So it uses to fetch the data in the form of select statements. And we can easily create the database in relational database. Along with we can easily insert a data in a record, and parallelly we can delete, update based upon the requirement. We can perform the easy stage in the SQL Server. So along with that, when we see the SQL Server history, so earlier in 1970s, like Sybase has been developed by SQL Server. Only they have developed database management system. So from there, after 1970s, like Microsoft has been take over their license, and they have developed their own product called Microsoft SQL Server. From there, they used to provide a list of editions, and they used to provide a respective end dates. Like for example, whenever they have released a new version, like if you see here in SQL Server 7, so when they have released at December 31st December 2005, and they will provide the service till 2011. This is the end date of the respective versions. For example, after completion of the servicing license, they cannot opt further services from the respective Microsoft team. They need to upgrade to the latest version to avail the facility for the respective what are the upcoming decisions has been taken. Why they are providing the latest version? Because for example, from the earlier version to the next version, they are going to implement a new system functions, a new string functions. Like they used to reduce the entire coding concept into a single functional way. So that's why the upgradations are going to be happen in multiple ways. And they used to reduce the complexity of the program, and they used to optimize the query language and increasing the performance, and easily debugging skills need to be maintained, and how to find error where exactly is going to be taking much more of time. So for these all of things, they used to provide a multiple upgrades. So as on date, we have the latest version is 2022, which is recent, like 2 years back, the SQL Server has been released. Till they have provided the services till 2033. So after that, like we will get a one more version in upcoming days. So along with that, for example, mainly a centralized database consisting of multiple database concept like employee data. It is used to maintain complete information of the organization, like from starting employee data to customer data, product data, financial data, and a centralized database. For example, whenever a organization want to completely, they want to provide enterprise version, they used to maintain the complete structure of the customer data, employees, and along with the respective customers who they are going to be optimized. Let me say, for example, let me consider any pharmaceutical sector. So in a pharmaceutical sector, we consider it Apollo Pharmacy. So whenever a patient has been visited to the respective pharmacy or any hospital, first he will provide the respective information of the respective patient. So what the user will do, he used to enter entire customer data, sorry, patient data into their systems. Once they fill entire information, a unique reference ID, like a patient ID, will get generated. By using that patient ID, it will store in a respective patient details table. From there, we have multiple tables called as doctor tables and respective billing tables and surgery details. So whatever the doctor has been treated to the respective person and what are the surgeries has been opted to the respective patient. Along with that, what sort of billing amount has been generated and what sort of amortization schedule has been generated to the respective person and how many OPs has been received by the respective hospital until how many services he can opt it. So by all of those information can be stored into a centralized database. So if for example, if any sort of insurance company want to check whether this respective patient is eligible to claim his respective insurance, then based upon the respective patient ID, they used to be cross verified what sort of surgeries have been given to the respective patient. So based on the surgery, then they will decide this respective patient is eligible for this sort of amount or not. Based of all this entire flow has been centrally digitalized. So earlier this entire thing was happening only in a digital and not in digitalized way, so end logged way. So each and things are going to be happen in the form of document format. So to avoid those all sort of limitations, they are going to be maintain a centralized database. So that's why these are the all operations are going to be happen in basically in using the SQL Server Management Studio. So for example, if you see that data can be collected in multiple ways, either using a data spreadsheets or using Excel formats or based upon the user information, whatever they have provided. Even if the customer, few of them can be used the respective mobile applications as well. From there, we have like two types like online transaction processing and online analytical processing system. From there, they used to be grab entire information in a, from there it used to store in data warehouse. Why? Because data warehouse is used to store the history of the data. Like for example, in data warehouse, we can check the audit information. Like this respective patient earlier, he has opted any sort of services from this hospital, or did any sort of claims have been discussed to the respective patient. This entire information can be stored in a data warehouse concept. From their end user application, based upon the respective patient ID, whatever they have provided to the respective patient, then they can easily check whether this patient has been brought any sort of claims or not. This entire thing will be flow and end-to-end flow will be happen in a smooth and digitalized way. So, guys, are you getting my point? Like what sort of explanation I'm going to you?
Yes, sir.
So, what about your thing? Like, are you getting my point? Like, what are the things I have explained you? Hello, Singh, are you there?
Yeah. So you're talking about centralized database. That's good.
Centralized.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, and wherein you're taking up an example of this Apollo pharmacy and how it's, the data is being utilized and data being processed, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe
So
like
why?
I need
Because
to I
mm.
need to take the recording of the day first also. So then only I'll
No,
be
I'm
able
going
to.
from the starting. Like
Okay, okay,
that's why I
okay.
have start from the beginning.
Yeah. I'm able to correlate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So along with that, I have said you like OLTP and OLAP, like online transaction processing. So online transaction processing means entirely current data. Like even if you see not only for pharmacy, even if you see any sort of banking transactions or mapping sector, so entire thing will be happening in online transaction processing database. Along with that, we have OLAP, like online analytical processing data. So in this, whatever the information which they have grabbed from the complete transactional mode, so entire thing can be maintained in a data warehouse. From there, they can easily pull the data to generate the reports and display the data in a multiple visualized formats. So these can be happen in multiple e-commerce site and healthcare domain along with the banking sector. And the mainly the data can be collected in multiple ways. And along with that, the each and every data will be maintained in a different tables. Like for example, entire patient information will be stored in patient table, doctor table, and what sort of orders has been purchased for the respective patient, and what sort of billing has been generated to it. So even if you want to grab the information from multiple source based upon the patient ID and what are the reference IDs are maintaining into multiple tables, by clubbing all those, we can easily pull the data. So this can increase the performance of the page. Like it doesn't, if you see earlier, we used to maintain database management studio. So in database management studio, it is used to maintain data in file format. Like for example, it is used to maintain in Excel formats. So we cannot access the data, like we cannot fetch the respective patient ID in all data. So even if you want to pull respective patient details from multiple spreadsheets, it is too complicated in database management system. So to take over it, like we used to maintain the relational data because it used to store data in the tabular format. Along with that, it used to follow normalization techniques. Means normalization technique means maintaining the complete information into a single table. It is used to split into a multiple tables to fetch data adequately. And along with that, if you see for like we have multiple database components in Microsoft SQL. Like for example, we have Business Intelligence Development Studio. Like apart from SQL Server, Microsoft has been developed their own business intelligence development products called as SSAS, SSRS, and SSIS. So when we think about SSIS, like integration services, basically what it will do, so integration service, it will pull the data from multiple sources. For example, data can be maintained in multiple formats like in notepad or in XML formats or in JSON formats, in database in multiple, even from multiple Oracle database, Postgres. So from those all source input, by using the transaction processing, they will pull entire information from multiple source and put it into the respective database file. So this can be done in integration services. Along with that, reporting services. What actually reporting services will be do? What are the data which we are maintaining in the respective tables? By clubbing all those, if you want to display the respective result in a SQL Server Studio, then that entire information can be displayed in multiple reporting formats. If you see in bar charts, graph, and along with that mapping, entire information can be done in reporting services. Along with that, SSAS, like analytical processing. So generally, SSAS, what it will do, it will use it by business intelligence, like it will use in data science. So data can be stored in multiple cubing format, and based upon the requirement, they used to analyze the data. So how the data is coming, like in a, like for example, in comma separated or an XML format, in JSON format. So all entire thing can be visualized in analytical services processing. So along with that, what actually the SQL server will be do? So we have multiple editions. Like for example, whenever we are installing any sort of SQL Server instance, so Microsoft will provide a multiple edition packages. Like for example, we have Enterprise Edition, Standard Edition, Express Edition, and Developer Edition. Basically, these all editions will be displayed when we are going to download the SQL Server, because edition like limitation of features in the software. So they will provide a sort of limitations while downloading it. And along with that, for example, if you see here the Express Edition, basically Express Edition is the free editions which provide, and they will it will be valid only for 180 days. Along with that, we have a developer editions. These also for free, and we have only a limited hardware resources. Like for example, if we are maintaining a small organization, so it used to maintain like dev environment and a UAT environment. So we cannot have any production environment for developer. And standard edition, So so standard edition which contain all like limitation of hardware resources. So it does like for the servers we need to pay a certain sort of amount, and for enterprise editions it does not have any limitations to put a complete organization. So they used to purchase a enterprise edition, like for example business like pharmaceutical business, and any sort of software company need to be if implement, then we used to purchase the enterprise edition. So guys, are you getting this point, like why we are using the enterprise editions, standard and express edition? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Salaluddin,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We can.
one
Mhm.
second. Hi guys, I am Shaker from Institute Management. As Sar explained about the components, versions, and editions, out of those topics, do you have any queries or you are clear? So he is explaining topic by topic. So he is explaining very well. And then in between, if you get any queries, then you can stop the Salaluddin sir, and then you can raise the questions. So these are the very basics, and which are essential for your SQL knowledge. So if you get any doubts in between, you can stop to the sir, and then you can ask the questions. Make sense, guys?
Yeah. Thanks for
Yes, sir.
thanks for mentioning that. So, sir, when we
Yes.
talk about the editions and all, like,
Mhm.
why any product has got these many editions? Like, enterprise, standard, express, developer. They can combinedly put it in a one only. What's
Like
the
for
idea?
example,
What's the
yeah,
idea?
that's a good
And
question.
and
Mhm.
and when we go ahead with learning this, what
Mhm.
edition we should be focusing on? Like I have been into academics only. So we usually pick up the freebies, correct? Free
Yes,
editions,
yes.
right? And moreover, here in our part of the world, like we use even the cracked one also, the gray
Mhm.
market editions also, correct? So,
Yes, yes.
like I don't know the other people; they must be working professionals and all. And
Mhm.
what edition is popular for the job market, job prospect and all? So just a view onto that will help me to understand it further. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good question. Like, for example, based upon the requirement, for example, if we are at the learning stage, so uh, only for the learning stage, we need to download the developer edition. Why? Because it's a free of cost. So it has only certain limitation. Means, for example, if you want to schedule any sort of monitoring the jobs, if you see here, uh, monitoring job means for any sort of EMIs. For example, whenever a customer has purchased any sort of EMI, a respective day, the automatically the amount has to be debited from his account. For that, the SQL server we used to create one job on, for example, in our entire system, whoever has been purchased any sort of product, so amount has to be debited on every particular month. So at every night 12 p.m., a respective job has to be run. So those can't be used in developer edition. So those can be used in Express and enterprise edition. So in developer edition, only for learning purpose. So as whoever has learning in an institute way and they are learning in a personal ways, so they can download the developer version. And when comes for the express version, so in express version, like it have only certain limitations, means a small organization. So which can only for internal projects purpose. So those can be download the express edition. And for standard edition like uh, these were consisting of hardware resources, only a limited. For example, if a respective company does not have that much of budget to own their own servers, so they can go for a standard editions and enterprise edition. For example, a entire organization like any Apollo Pharmacy or any sort of healthcare domain, any sort of hospital or any banking sectors, they used to be go for enterprise edition. Why? Because it's a chargeable, and they used to the Microsoft service will provide a certain amount of services to them, and they will use to fix any sort of performance impact on the respective servers. So while we are downloading for practice purpose, we can go for developer edition. So do you understand it?
Thank you.
Okay, and Srinivas, do you got my point? Hello? Hi, guys, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why we have certain limitations for editions. So if, for example, for learning purpose, we cannot use any sort of chargeable edition. So better we can go for developer edition. So it is not non-chargeable. Okay. So these are the respective editions they are going to provide. For example, if a company has been purchased any sort of express edition, so it is a free edition till 180 days. So after that, they used to provide a certain charges for what are the all the services they are going to be offered. Okay. So like this is the entire process. So how the data is going to be processed and from where the data the reports are going to be generated. For example, if you see, if we are using any sort of banking application, or better if you see if you are using any ICC bank application. So when customer has been created account in 2 or 3 ways, like for example, physically he can visit the bank and based upon the actual formats he can create the account, or else he can do digitalized way. So for example, if he has used done by digitalized way, so in their own servers, like a banking representative will provide the entire information of the customer into their server. From there the account will be get created, or else if we have provided a physical forms, by using those physical forms they used to be extract the data using ETL process. As I suggested that for business intelligence, we have like ETL process tool, like extract, transform, and loading. So the data can be pulled from multiple sources, either in Excel, Notepad, or in XML format. And recently, the companies are using JSON formats. And FAT file means complete a Notepad file. And even in Notepad, we have multiple options. Like for example, data will be a comma separated or pipeline separated. So the entire data will be in a junk format. So by using the ETL like SSIS tool, integration services tool, we can separate the data and we can completely format the data. If user has provided the invalid date format, we can correct it in SSIS integration. Then the entire data will be get processed and it will store in data warehouse, because in data warehouse we used to maintain the historical information. Like if already that for example, if respective customer data already exists in their own systems, if customer has provided any sort of upgradations he want, like for example, he want to update his mobile number, or even if he want to update his email ID, or even if he want to update his nominee account details, those all details will get validated if they contain any data warehouse. Or else if a customer is new, if we are providing a new entry, a customer data does not exist in our records, then it will process for a new request. If already exists, if customer opted for any sort of upgradations or any sort of changes you want to implement, those can be modified in the respective database. So do you understand this process? Like what sort of operations are going to be happen whenever we perform any sort of actions? Guys, are you
So,
getting my point?
so when you talk about the ETL process and all, so
Yes.
our this product will take care of this. This is what you want to trying to
Yes, yes.
explain.
For example,
Yeah,
so in SQL Server,
I have been visiting banks and all, right? Nowadays they
mm,
use the tab and all, they
yes,
click the
yes.
photo, they just,
Mm,
scan my Aadhaar card and all. So after that, this you are mentioning this ETL process and all, it take care of that. Is that
yes,
what you
yes.
are trying
As I
to say?
said, yeah. Why? Because for example, in SQL Server, we will create store procedures. So under store procedures, what we used to write the code in the way, like whatever the new data we are getting into our database if the respective customer information already exists. As I suggested that, for example, whenever a new data has been entered into their system, then a unique account number will get generated for the respective account holder. Like for example, a Singh has been entered to the bank and he has provided the entire information to the bank. Then they have created a new account for him. Then myself has entered to the bank. I have provided my information and already I'm holding an account in the respective bank. Then what are the changes I have opted? Those will get updated into the records. And as you have provided your new information to them, then a new account will get generated. So the entire thing will be get processed over there. So only just as in an end user application, what are the apps they are using in a APIs? They used to provide a input data. From there, the ETL process will be happen. Then the if a new account created or else a new modifications will be done. The similar way, for example, in respect to healthcare, for example, already in patient data has been registered to their systems and he has opted a new surgery. For example, earlier he has opted for any sort of laparoscopic and recently he has opted for any sort of brain surgeries. Already the patient data exists into the records now. So based upon the respective patient ID, they used to be mapping what are the already services he has opted and they used to push the entire data to the respective claims like insurance companies. They will cross check, okay, the respective patient data already exists and what sort of claims he already opted. Those can be done, they can be cross checked using data warehousing because in data warehousing it is used to maintain the historical data. Means earlier what are all operations has been done to the respective patient. Those entire information will be stored in data warehousing. So, do you understand this point? Or do you have any sort of another doubts to ask?
Thank you, please.
Oh, Srinivas, are you getting my point? Other guys? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Do you have any questions to ask regarding this? Till
Not
whatever we
this
have
one
discussed?
exactly, but are you going to explain some practical examples also in this training?
Yeah, definitely. Why? Because I used to be, if you're regarding the pharmaceutical sector, what sort of tables we are going to be use and what sort of upgradations like already, if you want, if patient data already exists and if you have done any sort of changes, what are the changes are going to be effect in different tables. Those all entire structure I will going to be explain the entire sessions.
Okay.
So I will grab a knowledge of 3 to 4 years experienced guy. So they can easily handle, like they can easily understand what database is and how it is going to perform in real-time experience.
Okay. And is it the first lecture I'm attending?
Like
First
I have
session?
started from the beginning. Yesterday also I have go overview it. So from morning, just I am starting with the beginning. I have seen few new guys have been joined. So I have started from the beginning.
Okay. Okay. And one more thing, is it possible like to attend this today and then I will go for registration?
Sorry.
Because I have not attended this earlier. This is my first session I am attending with you. So is it possible that the payment of this lecture and other things can we pay on next day or today evening, something like that?
I think regarding that you can discuss with our team.
Uh,
So they will help you on it.
yeah. So Manish, what is your question, Manish?
Question is regarding this one only that this is my first session I am attending today.
Okay.
So I have not seen these sessions before. So how much length is there in this session? Like how many days are there for this session?
Oh, you mean to say course duration?
Yeah, course duration.
Course duration is around 25 to 30 classes of this SQL Server development, right, Salaluddin?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And what is your
If
next
you
question,
see, these are the content which
Manish?
I'm going to
One second,
explain.
one second, one second,
Mhm.
sir. What is your next
Okay.
question, Manish?
No, not today. But can I pay this one like later on today or in evening like that for this
Sorry,
course?
I didn't get you.
For this course, can we pay this training fees for after this session, something like?
After this session, after today's session.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. After today's session, you can pay the fees and then make the registration.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, no issue.
and for others also, just I want to highlight as yesterday we started the session. Try
Mhm.
to get the registration everyone by today itself, and then we will continue all the SQL topics tomorrow and then day from same timings. Try to get the registration with the institute people, guys. In chat box or institute management has sent all the details for the payment details under. So that's it. And tomorrow onwards, again, the trainer Salaluddin sir is going to explain the SQL concepts. Yes, you can continue, guys. That's it. That's it, right, Manish?
Okay, no issues. Thank you, Shekhar.
Yeah. Thank you, Manish. Salaluddin sir, you can continue.
Okay, guys, do you have any doubts still here? Whatever I have explained you. Can I proceed? Hello?
Yes, please. Actually, I have not seen that earlier what you have done today. I have just
Mhm.
recently joined this session. So, is it possible like to get that one later on?
Yeah, already we are recording the session, so they will share it to you.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
And one more thing,
So,
actually, we are
tell
working
me.
at, uh, we are joining as a team, like two persons are there. So, is there any issue in that, like we are seeing like that?
What is your
Sorry.
question, Manish?
Actually, this session is for like with two of us are joining this as in this session. So, is it okay that we are connecting two people say, at the same time? And one more thing is, are you going to give a certification also after this one?
Not certification. Uh, what kind of certification you are looking for, Manish?
Nothing much. Just give us a simple certificate that we have done this session along with you.
Yes. That we will provide. That we will provide. That we will provide,
Okay.
Manish.
We are two persons are there here to join this session.
Okay,
So
you can ask other guy to join the session and then get the registration. Once the course is completed, then we are going to issue the completion of the course from this organization. Then we can provide the certificate,
oh,
Manish. That's what you are asking, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Ask
Thank you.
ask your friend. Ask your friend also to join to this session and then make the registration and proceed further.
Yeah, sure. Please proceed further.
Yeah, sir. You can continue, sir.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that. So, like, till here we have discussed regarding the process what actually was happening in real time, like whenever a sort of data has been collected from multiple sources and what sort of transactions are going to be happen, and from there how end user going to be view his information. If you want to see his earlier what are the services he has opted, so by using the help of data warehouse, so they can easily check their own audit information as well. So coming over like in databases, like we have multiple databases in our system, like system database, user defined, conceptual, logical, and physical mode. Like for example, in SQL Server, if you see here, this is the tool which we are going to use, like SQL Server Management Studio.
Okay, but actually we need that this thing from the very beginning because we are new to this thing, SQL.
No worries, no worries. I will guide you how what are the software which we are going to be installed.
Hmm.
Okay. So right now,
Okay.
like this is a tool we are going to be learn, like SQL Server Management Studio. So under this SQL Server Management Studio, we have Object Explorer. Under this, we have multiple databases. Like these are the system databases, like master, model, MSDB, and tempdb. So why? Because whenever we are installing any sort of whichever the versions we are going to be installed in our system, then these are the fixed databases which SQL Server are going to be provided. Like for example, if we see here in master databases, so basically master databases contain all information about the SQL Server. Like it contain all system tables, system store procedures, and objects like many tables using metadata as well. And it is used to maintain complete information of entire respective logins which our user are going to be provided. And when go for model database is you act like template of newly created database. So for example, whenever a new database are going to be created in SQL Server, so it entire template are going to be maintained in model database. Along with that, so we have MSDB. Like MSDB is the optional database. For example, basically when we are going to be schedule any sort of jobs, I have like earlier I have explained you. Uh, we are like in SQL Server we have jobs like SQL agent jobs, which are which are automated. For example, a certain operation has to be done in certain respective time. Then we used to be create a new job by using the job whenever we have like activated the job, then whatever the timeline we have provided for the respective time, automatically the procedures and what are the internal objects which we have mentioned, those automatically will run and execute the process. These all will be taken care by the MSDB database. And finally, we can go for temporary database. Temporary tempdb, which already called as temporary database. Like it is used to maintain all temporary information. Means what are the like on-fly transactions are going to be happen. Entire data will be stored in temporary table, and which it contains like what are the table variables, cursors, working tables, and these all informations going further. I will explain you in detail so that how we will came over what are these entirely system database are going to be used. And we have like user defined database. Like user defined database, what actually it will do, so what are the databases which user has been created, these all are the system database which provided by the SQL Server. And for example, if user want to create his own database, those can be done in user defined database and logical and physical model. So this can be done in normalized way. These all databases in depth I will explain you in detail wise so that you will get a easy concept of them. So like if you see in the career option regarding the SQL Server, like we have like we can go in three ways. Like entirely for development means we can go for Microsoft SQL Server database. And if you want to learn integration as well along with it, if you want to learn ETL tool, so we can go for MS SQL along with integration services. And if you want to go along with Microsoft Server and along with all ETL objects, we can prefer IS, AS, and RS. By combination of these three, so we can grab easily 3 to 4 years of experience with a good package of easily 7 to 8 LPA. We will grab easily of it. So, guys, okay, do you have any questions to ask?
No, this one is, I think that this third one is including all those things into first and second.
Yeah. So I have showed you like ETL process, right? So these will comes under all these three, like IS, RS, and AS. So if you want to go only for the development, rather than ETL developer, we can prefer MS SQL.
No, but
So we can completely work.
As per our requirement, I think that this will go, that third one you have mentioned here.
Yeah, depends on the user requirement. We will teach according to that.
Okay.
So before that, like we need to come over complete Microsoft SQL Server concept, because the entire development will be done under this Microsoft SQL. And regarding the integration and reporting services, we are going to pull the data from multiple resources. So the coding will be run and written only in the Microsoft SQL. And we have under the ETL tool, we will have a less coding. but the all operations will be done manually, and a packages will be get created. When we run those packages, all the things will go through in automated way. Okay.
Salaluddin sir, so
Mm.
as you mentioned all these 3 points,
Mm.
as per your course, you are going to cover the first point, right?
Yes, first point I will going to cover.
So this course is for the first point.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Guys, do you have any questions to ask?
Yeah, we can continue further.
Mhm. So much shall we end up this session today?
Yeah. Then yes, as you have covered the basics of the SQL.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can continue tomorrow session, Salaruddin. You can continue the remaining sessions.
Mhm.
And guys, thank you for attending the session. Uh, tomorrow he is going to start the regarding SQL concepts, like what is the physical database, what is master database, what is the structure of the physical database, what are the files are there, how the data is going to store in the database, how the your system databases are correlated with your user defined database, and then what is the importance of master, what is the importance of system databases. What will happen if you don't have the system databases, and then how the data is going to store in the system databases, and how the user defined database is going to get configured. After that, we are going to start about the SQL languages one by one, one by one. These are the basics, and each and every topic, whatever he is explaining in the topics in the basics, they are very much important, and then you have to understand very well. So please try to maintain the continuity so that you don't miss the sessions. Yeah.
Yeah, the basics are the more important. Why? Because if you're going further, if we lose the basics, it can't be understand much pretty well. So the starting class are much more important. Why?
Uh,
Because for creating a database and how we supposed to create database, and how we are going to create any new table, and how the data is going to be inserted to the table, deleted, updations. Those all things are going to be covered in the starting sessions. So these are the main and key points for basics for it.
that's great. One more request is there. Is it possible like this session is, you have mentioned that 9 to 10 a.m. is there.
Yes, yes.
Can we do this by 9:30 to 10:30 like that? And is it possible like any crash course or fast track course is also there for this session?
For now, we are planning 9 to 10 only. 9 to 10 only. Our timings are suitable for 9 to 10. Manish. Somehow you can manage here and there. So join to the 9 to 10, Manish.
Actually, we are like 9:30 is the timing. That's what I'm saying. Is it possible like to attend at
Down the line, once we start the sessions, if there are any possibilities, then we can think of it. But for now, we can go with the 9 a.m. So we'll work on that. Let's proceed further with the sessions, and we'll try to manage the timings. If there are any possibilities 9:30, then we can check on that. But we'll continue with the 9 a.m. Then we will work on that, Manish, for
Okay,
sure.
Shekhar, one more question is there.
Hmm.
Like, is it possible like to do this course on fast track? Something, some other sessions are there.
That is what Manish. We have a couple of options. We have a couple of batches are running. At least for the starting point, you can continue 1 or 2 weeks. So if there are any possibilities fast track or 9:30 or whatever the kind of comfortable timings, we can switch over there. You can switch over here and there. At least start the sessions.
Okay. Please, is it possible like, can you call me after this session?
Yeah, sure, sure.
That will be better, I think so, rather than spending time like this.
Correct.
This-
Share your number in the chat box so that we will call you, Manish.
Yeah, sure. I am sending that one.
Yeah, share your number in the chat box so that we will call you.
Yeah, hi Shekhar, good morning.
Hi, Srinivas. Good morning.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, today I missed out the session due to some power issue, and tomorrow also maybe the same issue I can face till 9 to 9:30, 8 to 8:30, 8:30, 8 to 9:30, I think.
No worries, Srinivas. You can take the recording videos. Our team will provide the recording videos.
Okay.
And also go through the recording videos, and then out of those recording videos, if you get any doubts, then you can clarify those doubts in the next session, right, Srinivas?
Okay. Today, can I get the recording of today's session?
Sure. So whatever whatever the number you have of the institute, right? You can call them. They will provide you.
Okay.
They will provide you all the details. And
Okay.
guys, try to make the registration as soon as possible. Maybe the institute people will change the link soon, so that try to get the registration. Manish, have you sent your number?
Yeah, I've sent that one.
No. Where did you send your number?
In this chat box only.
No, I'm not able to see.
Okay, and then Anivia I've sent. Okay, I'm sending it again.
Srinivas, you can call to the institute guys. Our team will help you to provide the recording session of today and the next
Yeah.
day as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, sir, I'm also looking for a fast track rather than a
That is
long
what.
track.
That is what. See, that is what Manish and then Srinivas.
Yeah.
At least let's start with the things. Let's start with the things. We will work on based on the requirement, right, Manish and then
Yeah.
Srinivas. See, in the single shot, in a single shot, we can't go with any other different options. Let's start the thing first. After that, we will check on the different options, and then we will fit you there.
Okay.
Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Salaluddin, have you done today's session? You are done?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, any questions like Srinivas or Satish or Manish? Any questions?
Yeah. From
Uh,
my side, I think so.
Good. Okay.
Not
Yeah.
now. But, I want to discuss something on phone that will be better. I think so.
I will call you. I will call you once this session comes. I will call you, Manish, immediately.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Then bye bye. We will meet tomorrow, guys. Okay. Same time.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all. Bye bye. Have a nice
Okay.
day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.